Sorry. Good morning, all. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, what we have discussed in the last class? What is our last topic?
Srinath, sir.
Yeah, Srinivas.
Srinath, sir, please give me the recording.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, for me also, Mahesh.
Mahesh, okay. Yeah, Mahesh. Srinivas, you can record. Srinath, sorry. You can record. Right. What we have discussed in the last class, guys? What is the topic?
Upgrading.
Upgrading SQL servers. Okay, upgradation. We have discussed upgradation. So, can anyone tell me what are the challenges in the upgradation? Anyone?
Very
have two
lower.
challenges? Okay. Very lower
Very
to.
lower.
Next.
Services, sir. Services.
Which one? What are the other challenges we have? Sorry. Just tell me one or two challenges, that's fine. Okay, very lower to higher is not possible in a single shot. Okay, right? We have to do multiple upgradations. And another challenge, any other challenges we have?
Cannot go back to older versions.
Very good, excellent. Okay, downgradation is not possible. Cannot go back to older version if the application is not compatible. You cannot go back again. Very good, excellent. Okay, so these are the main challenges of the upgradation. So upgradation means upgrading. How many types of upgradations we have?
Types, sir. Two types.
What are those two?
In place
Side by side,
upgradation,
in place.
side by migration.
Okay, so in the in-place upgradation again, how many types of upgradations?
Two types, sir.
What are those?
Versions and
Version
addition.
upgradation, edition upgradation.
Very good. Okay, so version upgradation and edition upgradation. So if you want to upgrade your SQL server from one version to another version, okay, that usually belongs to version upgradation. If you want to upgrade your edition standard to enterprise, developer to enterprise, that usually deals enterprise edition, enterprise upgradation. Okay, and you know, right, what are the precautions that we have to take before and after patching? Sorry, not patching, upgradation. Like whatever precautions we are going to follow for the patching, the same precautions will go for the upgradation also. We have to check whether enough free space is there in the C drive or not, check whether services are up and running or not, check how many databases are online, how many are offline, other states. Okay, and of course we have to check enough free spaces there are not on all the drives, and make sure, okay, which version to which version you're upgrading, and check if it is very lower to higher, again you have to do multiple upgradations. Okay, it is like there is a small difference is there between lower to higher, then you can go, okay, in a single shot you can upgrade in a single shot, right? So these are the main precautions. And sometimes, right, while upgrading SQL server you may get MSA MSP missing files. Okay, MSA MSP, like while patching we may get MSA MSP missing files, right? So in the same way, while upgrading SQL server also we will get MSA and .msp missing files. MSA means what guys? MSA?
Microsoft installer files, sir.
Okay, MSP means?
Microsoft patch files.
Very good. Okay, MSA means Microsoft installer files and Microsoft patch files. These two files you will get when you install the SQL server. Okay, so while upgrading, some of these files might be deleted. Means earlier it was deleted due to some Windows activities and all, but while upgrading, while patching, while installing SQL server, while uninstalling SQL server, Usually in these 4 scenarios, the common error we may get, I'm not saying it's compulsory we will get this error. We might get this error, okay, missing MSI and MSP files. Missing .msi and .msp files. Okay, so while upgrading or while patching, the SQL server is trying to replace the existing MSA and MSP files, okay, with the new files. Say for example, you're patching SQL server RTM with SP4. This RTM will already have a set of MSA and MSP files, set of MSA and MSP files. Okay, whenever you're applying patching on RTM software, SP4 software will try to replace RTM, MSA and MSP files. Try to replace RTM, MSA, MSP files. So in that process, if any of the MSA and MSP files are missing, your patching will be failed, your upgradation will be failed, your installation of SQL Server will be failed, and uninstallation of SQL Server also will be failed, and uninstallation of patch also will be failed, remove patch also will be failed. In all these scenarios, you will get MSA and MSP errors. So in case if you get any MSA, MSP errors, immediately the process, whatever process is there, either installation, uninstallation, upgradation, the process will be there, right? Once it was started, you can see some progress, right? That window will be stopped automatically and it will pop up error. So and so MSI file is missing and you have to replace that MSI file with this file, like that you will get that error. Based on that error, so Microsoft introduced, usually how we can fix this error. Microsoft introduced fix MSI MSP tool. Okay, earlier we have VB script. Using VB script, you can find out how many MSA and MSP files are missing. Later, Microsoft introduced this fix MSA MSP tool. So this is very small tool you have to install on the Windows server. You have to install it and you have to open this application and you have to run it. Okay, it is going to scan all the files, all the MSA and MSP files. And in case if any missing files are there, it will show you 5 files are missing, 10 files are missing. And we will have one option called fix now, fix all, sorry, fix all, then automatically it is going to fix all the MSA and MSP missing errors. Okay, so this is how usually MSA and MSP missing errors can be fixed. Okay, so now in our demo, we are upgrading SQL Server 2017 to SQL Server 2019. In our demo, we are upgrading SQL Server 2017 to SQL Server 2019. Okay, right. So how can we upgrade SQL Server 2017 to 2019? And the main precaution in the upgradation, okay, patching. Usually we don't take backup of the databases. Why? Because if you start taking backup of the database, it will take a lot of time, right? The upgradation, I told you, as we discussed, upgradation is a little bit risky operation. Okay, 99% it will be successful, guys, but 1% if it was failed, okay, what is the situation? So that's why we usually take the help of the Windows guys and will ask Windows team to take the VM snapshot. Patching, if patching failed, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen means might be, okay, it will be rolled back to its old state, but not like upgradation. Upgradation is a risky operation, kind of risky operation. If upgradation is failed, might be you will face a lot of issues. That's why it's mandatory to take VM snapshot before starting your upgradation. Take the Windows help. We don't take the VM snapshot backup. VM snapshot means simply system backup, complete system server backup. Okay, server backup. Windows people only can take the server backup. Before patching, before applying this upgradation, before upgrading the SQL server, take server backup, complete Windows server backup, and initiate the upgradation. If everything is successful, that's when you can ask Windows team to delete the existing VM snapshot backup. If not, by mistake or unfortunately, okay, if any upgradation is failed, then okay, you can fix it if you can. If you cannot fix it, you can restore the existing server backup with the help of Windows team. Windows team will help you to restore the server backup so that you will get the whole server again. So that is the main thing. So VM snapshot is always very helpful for us during your upgradation activities. And in the organization, we usually prefer in place upgradation on non-prod servers, side by side migration on production servers. In place upgradation on non-prod and side by side migration on the production servers. Right, this is how we are going to manage in place upgradation. Right, so now we are going to upgrade our in place, like SQL Server 2017 to 2019. I'm installing this SSMS. Let it complete. Once installation is completed SSMS, then I have already installed SQL Server 2017 in this machine. So I'm going to upgrade that 2017 machine to our 2019 machine. Not machine, 2017 SQL Server to 2019 SQL Server. So SSMS is mandatory, right, to check all the components. So that's why after installation of 2017, I'm installing 2019. Just 2017 SSMS I'm installing now.
సార్ ఇంకోసారి చెప్పరా సార్ బ్యాక్ చెప్పిన కొన్ని స్టెప్స్
What is the exact point you are unable to understand? Tell me. I cannot repeat all the things again. Where you are feeling trouble, tell me. I'm going to repeat it.
దిస్ ఎస్ఎస్ఎంఎస్ ఇన్స్టాలింగ్ చెప్పండి చాలు సార్.
Nothing. Just go to this SSMS file. You have already installed SQL Server, right? Have you installed SQL
Yes,
Server?
sir.
Yeah. Just copy SSMS file and just right click, open. You can see setup file like this. Right click, start, run as administrator. That's it. If you just
Okay,
choose
sir.
this option, you will get a install button, not start button. You will get install button. SSMS installation is very simple, very simple. Just copy SSMS file. Whatever file you are going to download, copy that SSMS file from your local machine to your Windows server. Then right click on the file. You can see install button, run as administrator button also. Not install, run as administrator. Check this run as administrator button. Then you will get a window like this, a black window. You will get it. There you can see install. One control called install. Just click on that install button, then it will start installing. No other options to select. Just open the file with run as administrator, choose install button. That's it. Nothing is there to discuss about the management studio. Very simple. If you are facing any issues, then tell me. While installing, I'll help you.
ఓకే సార్.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Any doubts? Right, it is taking time. In the meanwhile, let's discuss about the migration. So upgradation side, once this SSMS installation is completed, I'll show you how to upgrade 2017 to 2019. Of course, then we have to continue with the migration, right? So we'll discuss migration as well. And again, there is no different processes in upgrading one version to another version. Any version, the upgradation process is same. You have to attach target version software. You have to open target version setup file. There you can see upgrade from previous versions. One option will be there in the installation center. Select that option. Next, upgrade. Upgradation is very simple, but people will feel it's a kind of risky operation as it is going to override the existing instance. So you may not face issues while upgrading the SQL Server, but after upgrading the SQL Server, if the application is not suitable for the latest version of the database, then usually there is no other option for us, as there is no downgrade option in the SQL Server. So what we can do is, if you are getting the application compatibility issue, the first thing you have to ask, okay, ask them, ask the application team whether they have any updates for their application. If any updates are there, ask them to upgrade their application, like how we are upgrading our SQL server. Sometimes they will also have chances to upgrade their application. So if you upgrade their application, then automatically issues will be fixed. Okay, why? Because the latest version of application may support latest version of database. Okay, if they said no, this is very small application, there are no updates available for this application, in such situation, okay, you have to use this VM snapshot backup. Why? Because we cannot go back, right? See, if it is patching, we can remove patching, but if you do upgradation, you cannot go back, right? So what we can do is, if there is no further action we can perform, okay, to support the application, then what we can do is, we can simply ask Windows team to restore the VM snapshot backup. Once we request them, then they are going to restore the existing VM snapshot backup and all. Why it is taking this much time? Okay, fine. So let it be. Yeah, any questions, any doubts? Fine. Right. So in the meanwhile, let's discuss about the migration. Okay, side by side migration. Okay, let me open this diagram. I'll tell you how migration will work. Right. Okay. Drive. All right. Right. Okay. So let me demonstrate how migration will work actually. So upgradation means it is going to override the existing instance, right? So migration is not like that. Okay. So how we are going to perform migration? Why we will call this as side by side migration? I'll explain. Okay. So imagine this is your SQL Server 2017. Okay. This is your SQL Server 2017. So now you got a request, you have to upgrade the SQL Server. The biggest advantage with the migration is you can migrate any version to any version, guys, in a single shot. The upgradation, we have a lot of limitations with the SQL Server versions. We have a lot of limitations with the operating system as well, right? So that's why we have to do multiple times of upgradations. But in the migration, how can we overcome that issue? Using side by side migration, you can overcome that issue. You can upgrade or migrate from SQL Server 2000 to 2019 directly. You can migrate SQL Server 2000 very lower version to 2019 very higher version directly. Okay, so what is the process in the migration, guys? So in the migration, what we are going to do is we'll build completely a separate server. We are going to build a new server separately. Okay, so imagine this is my Windows server and this is my SQL server, old SQL server. Okay, and let me go with some databases. Okay, so imagine I have some databases here in this. This is my source server, guys. This is my source server, and imagine this is my SQL server. Let me expand this one. Imagine I have 3 databases. Okay, and let me go with some jobs. Not jobs, gear symbol. Okay, imagine I have some jobs in the SQL server as well. A lot of components are there in my SQL server. Imagine these are some jobs. Okay, and of course we will have some logins also, right? And let me go with the users. Okay, so we have some logins here in the SQL server. Right, so this is how usually SQL server will be, right? You will have databases, we will have jobs, we will have logins. These are all, okay, will be there in the SQL server. So if you give any access to this login, of course, Control Z. If you give any access to this login, who will be created? Will be created, guys. If you give any access, users will be created in the respective databases. Okay, so like this, some users are created, and you can see like this users are created in the each database and all. Okay, fine. This is the user, and let me decide like this. Some users are created in the database. What is the status of this machine? We got what happened? It was installed, not installed. Taking too much time, guys. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's discuss this migration. Fine, so this is my SQL server. This is my source server. Okay, this is my source server. So now you got a requirement. Please upgrade the source server SQL Server 2017 to SQL Server 2019. Okay, SQL Server 2019. This is the destination server, guys. I want to upgrade from 2017 to 2019. And this is my destination server or target server. Destination or target server. So in the migration concept, what we'll do is we'll separately build a new server. Okay, we are going to build a new server. Okay, whatever like versions we need, we usually go with that new. So for example, I want to upgrade from, I want to migrate from SQL Server 2017 to 2019, right? So what I'll do, I'll create separate Windows machine for this activity. I'll install separate SQL Server. Okay, the target version of SQL Server. As I am going to migrate from 2017 to 2019, I'll install 2019. Okay, 2019 SQL Server in the new Windows machine. Then I'll start moving each component. I'll start moving each component. I'll move the databases. I'll move the jobs. I'll move the logins. Okay, whatever components are there, I'm going to move individually. Okay, right? So databases, how can I move from server to server? What are the ways we have to move the databases from one server to another server?
One is backup.
Very
Detach
good.
and attach.
Yes, very good. Excellent. You can go multiple ways. One is backup restore. Second thing is detach and attach method. Okay, you can detach the database and you can attach the database. Detaching and attaching is very simple, guys. Okay. I don't have SSMS to show you. Okay, so it's not difficult. Simply right click on the database. You can see one option called detach. Right click on any database, not system databases. Okay, user database. Right click on user databases. There you can see detach option. Okay, if you don't see, just go to tools, right click tools, detach database. Once it was detached, okay, you can move the files from that location to another location, right? And then you can attach the database again, right click attach, right? So that is the advantage with the detach and attach method. So instead of backup restore, you can go for attach method. So the problem in the detach attach method is it is like a cut paste, not copy paste. Backup restore is a copy paste kind of thing. Detach attach is a cut paste kind of thing. Database you are going to remove from here, from your source SQL server, and you are going to attach in the destination SQL server. So that is the issue. So usually we don't perform detach attach. We usually go with the backup restore method only. Okay. So how to bring all the databases from source to destination? You can use backup and restore method, so that all the databases, you can take the backup of this database and you can just okay, where is the database? Control Z. Fine. I'm going to do that. Okay, so let me take the databases. Okay, right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the backup of this database. I'll restore in the destination server. Okay, so like this, Control Z. Like this, I'm going to restore all the backups. Once I just moved all the databases, almost all 60 to 70% migration has been completed. Okay, why? Because our main source is databases, right? So data, right? Data means databases. So once you restore all the databases, 70% of the migration will be completed. Still, what other objects are there for us? We have to move the, of course, see, when you move the databases, as users are part of this database, users also will be moved, guys. Okay, as users are part of this database, users also will be moved. Okay, when you restore the database, I told you right in the restoration concept, if you move the, if you take the backup of the database and if you restore it, as users are database level components, users will come along with your databases, but logins won't come. Okay, that we have to fix using your sp underscore help rev login method. Okay, I told you right, orphan users. Now for this users we have parents here. Okay, so no, there is no question of orphan users here. But here, if you restore the databases, all the databases from one server to another server, users also came along with the databases, but logins, parents doesn't came. So we have to, now these users became orphan users. Why? Because there are no parents, right? Now these users are orphan users. Now we have to fix these orphan users. So we have a separate method called sp underscore help rev login. sp underscore help rev login will help you. Why? Because lot of users will be there. We